What's up, guys? This is Community Starcraft. This is Sidewinder. I'm going to be bringing you another game. It's just going to be a community game between the green Terran player down in here, the bottom left-hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns. His name is Ghyslyn, I guess. Don't really know how he's supposed to be pronouncing that name. His opponent is going to be a yellow Zerg up here on the top right. His name is Catechin, I guess. A couple of rather unusual names here to get us started and trip me up. So this is basically a replay among just regular StarCraft players. It's going to be, I don't know if this is in a tournament or just a game between a couple of friends or whatever. It's obviously not on the ladder, but basically what I do is I just cruise around replay sites. I pick up community replays from the last couple of days. I'll cast them. If they're good, I'll post them. And likewise, I will do the same for your replays. So if you have some cool replays that you want to show off, go ahead and send them to my YouTube account. It's, again, you're watching it right now, Community Starcraft 2. Just send me a message with the link to the replay. You can upload the replay to a lot of different sites. Just go ahead and search for Starcraft replays. You probably just have to create an account with your email address and go ahead and just post that up there. Send it on over to me. I'll cast it. If it's cool, I'll post it. So be aware that this is on the MLG version of this map. There are neutral supply depots here to prevent any cheesy stuff from like walling off with like a bunker or some pylons here if you're fighting a Protoss player. So it's a little bit to help Zerg out, just to kind of help them not get blocked inside their main. Checking back over here in the Terran player's base, the Terran player's workers are being harassed by this drone, just being very annoying, getting some damage up, having to actually pull extra workers to deal with this. So if you're Terran, you obviously know how maddening it is to be building with your SCV here and have some chump scout come and do some damage to you or actually kill your worker. That's always a terrible position to be in. Orbital command coming up at a standard timing here, and this Zerg actually went hatch first, which is a very common thing for Zerg nowadays. It's very hard to stop from a lot of standpoints. From Terran, I don't think it's as hard to stop as if you were somebody like a Protoss, since you can usually pull some Marines out there and make them pay really early for getting that hatchery down. So we'll see how this Terran player responds to that hatch first. I'm actually not even sure if he's scouted that. Yes, he has. Spawning pool is now almost up, and the gas is now coming up. You have to imagine once he starts mining gas from that, he would probably put speed on his Zerglings as soon as he gets the resources to support that. Checking back in the Terran main, though, there's no gas down. And you would expect gas to be started by now, at least. And if the Zerg player has noticed that, he may be fearing a bunker rush, or possibly just thinking that there's going to be an early expansion. Minerals are really building up here. 2, 3, 4 wow, a bunch of barracks. Holy crap. A whole bunch of barracks coming up here, and this is actually the barracks build that TLO, also known as the Little One, authored. An extra barracks coming up. What's going to happen here is he's going to just be dumping Marines out of these barracks as fast as possible, really make the Zerg player pay for having this early hatchery up before any Zerglings were to hit the map. And look at that, we're going to have 7 barracks. This is just a wall of barracks, and responding to this from Zerg is really unknown since it's such a new build. You can see that it's a very popular strategy. A lot of people like seeing the Little One pulling out weird stuff like this, but yeah, there's just no way he's going to be able to hold this off unless he has a whole bunch of spine crawlers. And I don't know if he's just instinctually seeing, or rather expecting something like this and throwing up these spine crawlers. But very good job of getting a couple of them up. It's really his only chance of holding this off. His other chance might be starting a Baneling's Nest right away, and it might be up in time, but you know, you never know. This is still just so new that you're not really going to be able to tell what's happening. Look at this SCV actually trapped here. It's like, guys, you, yeah, screw it, I'll just sit here. For all intents and purposes, though, this build is all in, so this is going to be the game right here. It's either going to be the Terran player marches in there with all of his Marines, and I should mention that keeping these Marines hidden from the front door of these scouting Zerglings is so smart. But then again, these barracks may be close enough. No, they're just out of range of these Zerglings running up the ramp and actually seeing all these barracks. So, perfect placement of those. Another Marine in the same position as the SCV is like, really guys, we didn't solve this problem earlier. So he's stuck. And the other issue with this is getting your supply depots up fast enough. You're producing so many Marines so fast. One Marine takes 25 seconds. It means you need to be building an SCV every 20, or rather, not an SCV, but a supply depot every 25 seconds as well. He's going to start moving out with this huge Marine force, and he's going to catch wind of all these Marines coming down here if he happened to be looking at that Zergling at the time. He does have the watchtower, so he's going to have plenty of warning, but the only issue is that he just does not have enough spine crawlers here. Roach Warren is almost done, so if you can get some roaches out to deflect this, that'll really help. Checking on the production tab, there's 16 Zerglings on the way, 2 spine crawlers. The spine crawlers aren't in the greatest of positions. Roach Warren is now done. 1 roach is now started to make that 2 roaches. The Marines are going to get here before these roaches pop, in all likelihood. Well, actually, no, never mind. The roaches are actually a lot faster than I had first expected. So the roaches will be out, and if the Zerg can hold this off, he will win this game because he will be way ahead in economy. Economy shows the harvesters are almost double for the Zerg player right now. So here we go. We're going to see what these Marines can do. The Marines start by moving in. They're going to focus on this 1 spine crawler. Apparently this must have been a coaching session or something. These Marines are really getting focused on very well by these roaches. The Marines are going to have to retreat, and yeah, this is just... I think if you go for a build like this as Terran, you really need to clear out the watchtowers there. These Marines are going to press forward on these roaches, are doing a little bit of scoot and shoot micro. He is focusing down, as you can see by the queuing here. He is going to kill all these roaches. We're going to see what kind of response the Zerg has. There's a bunch of Zerglings and some roaches coming out. Marine forces are dwindling, but Marines are streaming in all from across the map. A bunch of the Marines now in the yellow and the red, so we will see this this section of the Marines probably get cleaned up here pretty soon. A couple more roaches on the way, a whole bunch more Zerglings. This is just going to be a battle of production at this point. He is throwing down a macro hatch, so he doesn't have to pay as much attention to these queens, but the Marines are getting thinned out. If he had some Zerglings right here to pick off reinforcements, that would really help him, but this is such a close battle. I don't know who's going to be able to win. It's just going to come down to production potential, and as we know, roaches are much better than Marines, and as far as it's just a stand-up fight versus one or the other, the Zerg player should be able to clean this up, and if he does, that's going to effectively end the game for the Terran player. As you can see, he's now falling behind in supply when he's the one that should be way ahead considering all his production potential, and he is now rallying a few Marines here at the edge of the Zerg player's base, but there's a whole bunch of Zerglings, 20 Zerglings, and 2 more roaches coming down, in addition to the army that's already up. He's going to have a really hard time breaking this front door. Moving in to protect the spine crawler. Really good positioning of these roaches here. Really just kind of roaming around, now kind of getting a little bit off of the side. Well, this is a bad engagement point for these Marines. These Marines are all going to go down, and this is effectively going to end the game for the Terran. He does good game out. And that's an example of that build not working. And this is yet another instance in which... Jeez, leave the game. There you go. This is another instance in which it feels like lately Zergs are starting to get really greedy with these hatcheries, and there's very little that a lot of players can do to punish the Zerg for doing so. As most of us know that Zerg players are a lot better on more than one base than their opponent. If they're mining from 2 bases... They're a little better than their opponent who's just mining on 1, but nevertheless the Zerg does need that extra income and extra production potential to be able to match the opposing races because their units are so weak in terms of health and in terms of the kind of damage output that a lot of them have. So it's becoming a little more prevalent nowadays in the fact that Zerg players are just getting away with this, and there's very little ways to punish that. Now, we had seen from TLO running basically this exact same build. I don't know if he ran it a little better or worse or whatever, or if TLO would go out of his way to not do it on maps that would be caught by these watchtowers. But yeah, I mean, it's just getting to the point where it kind of seems like Zergs can get away with this, and there's not a whole lot of the other races can do because of the Zergs' just flat-out production potential and huge economy advantage. So, interesting game there. I've never seen that build fail, at least when TLO has used it. But now we've seen it, and for all your Zerg players, you're probably saying, yay, there's a way we can beat this now. So I guess the correct answer is to put up a Roach Warren relatively quickly, get out some roaches, and just keep laying the wood on him until he cannot reinforce it like he would want to. So hope you guys enjoyed that game. Leave some comments down below if you have any questions or anything about the game, and I will address them. And if you have any replays of your own, again, just send them to my YouTube channel inbox. Just go ahead and upload your replays to any replay site out there. There's a whole bunch of them, and then just message me the link to that so I can download it and I will cast it. If it's cool, I will post it. So go ahead and do that if you have some cool replays you want me to take a look at. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and if there's nothing else, which I don't think there is, I will be signing out. See you later.